So in this video, we're going to make sure we have an enemy and that our ground is ready for us to have the enemy move on and that our enemy moves. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an empty game object up here. So you're going to create empty and you're going to call it enemy. Name it enemy and reset it. Make sure you reset everything up here. Okay. Whenever you do an empty game object, you want to make sure you reset it. And then we're going to create an enemy body. In this case, it's just a cube. And it's mine is 0.5, 1 by 0.5. And you can make it any size you want to. And then make sure it's like 0.5 above the ground. So that's in there. You can zero this out. But basically, you're going to drag it wherever you want to. So, and then make a color for it. So I just went to my materials and design one and drag. You can either drag it onto the enemy here or drag it up there. Okay, so now we want to get AI. So I think we had some problems with this, but the thing was blocked. But you want to get the AI. Why don't I see it? Oh, AI navigation. AI navigation. So you should be able to see it in the Unity registry. AI navigation, and here it is right here. Make sure you download it and import it into your game. So now we're going to go to our ground. And you're going to come down here and add component. And it's going to be nav mesh service. So add component, nav mesh surface, that one. So this can be added to the ground, and you're going to then bake it, and then after we've done that, we want to make sure that it doesn't, the enemy doesn't interact with our tokens. So make sure you come back and change the collect objects to current object hierarchy. So current object hierarchy, you're going to go ahead and change that and then bake it again. Bake it again. So then it won't interfere with our tokens or interact with them. Okay, so that's our ground. On our enemy, this is where we created the enemy down here, the enemy body, the cube. And on our enemy, we're going to get a nav mesh agent. So add component, nav mesh agent on the body here, and it's going to follow us. So on mine, I made the speed 1, like that 2 or 3, like the thing just catches you almost instantly. So on your enemy, make sure that you put whatever speed you want to. Maybe you're faster than I was beside there. And then in order to make the enemy move, we need to have a enemy script, which is on our enemy here. And that's going to be, now let me open it. Thought it was open, but maybe not. Okay, so enemy movement. First thing you do, you make sure you type this using enemy Unity Engine AI. And remember, you better have it downloaded or that's not going to work. So we're typing this line on just like we did the input system before. We're going to empty game object. We're going to have to fill it. Then we're using the nav mesh agent. So we're going to be using the nav mesh in our game. So these are the variables. Make sure they're before void start. Remember, you don't have to type these green references. They're just for you. So void start, we're going to go ahead and get that just like we got the rigid body. We're going to get this nav mesh agent when the game starts. Go ahead and grab a hold of it. And our void start. And again, you don't need it. These are just my comments up here. So, and then when the game starts, we want to set the player to 0 there. So we get the reference to the player. and then it's going to start trying to find the player. So the enemy's destination is going to be towards the player's current position. So, and then as you're moving, that position is going to change. So we're going to save that. So we just got our void start and void update. Make sure you have the last curly bracket. And then, because we have an empty game object, you're always going to fill that. So when you have a game object, make sure you're going to drag the player in here. And then when it plays, so we'll add music later. So, and we'll add these things later too, which means the enemy can't get through there. Otherwise, the enemy's going to kill you almost instantly. So get that part done, save a new scene, and build and run it, and submit it.